Of course, don't hesitate to clean up a little bit with the rasp. I mentioned earlier that you can certainly use a bench chisel to do the rounding of the talons too, and that works well. You don't have to use that back bend gouge. Okay, so that gets me close. You can tell I like to wander around a bit at this point, but next thing I'm going to do is, and this should be pretty obvious as I swing the camera around, but I'm going to work now to completion on this middle talon in front. I'm going to swing the camera around and look down at it, and what you should see is that this portion of the talon is about the right width. It looks shaped nicely. And then this starts to get really fat and wide up here. And it's once you look at this and then compare this portion at the same time, it should be obvious. And so what you want to do is basically refine this until it's an even width and it actually even tapers down a little bit up towards the ankle. So this isn't a, I mean, you could measure this, I guess, but this is really more just a visualize it, see it, and correct it until it looks right. If you want to get detailed, I guess you can measure this and try to make sure that all the widths are the same. Okay, so there you see the section that's okay. And as I go up, see how wide it gets above the knuckles as it's headed up to the ankle? Now, just remember that picture and then watch it again when I get done, and you'll see how much narrower, how much more uniform the image becomes. Spend more time looking for gouges. So the first thing I'm going to do is narrow this up, and I'm going to do that by using my 9/7, just running it along the side of the talon. Again, it's helpful to trace these things in with a pencil so you have a reference mark to shoot for. But you can do it by eye if you want. Okay, I've narrowed that up a little bit. The next thing I want to do is start working this area. And I can use a back bent gouge again. It's probably one of the easiest ways to do this. I literally just work my way all the way around. There we go. And now I'll start rounding off the Talon itself. Alright, now I'm pretty close. The only thing I don't like is that the knuckle itself seems a bit fat. Up here I'm okay, just a little bit bulky here, so I'm just going to take this 512, go around and cut that knuckle down a little bit. Almost the same procedure we used down here to put some hourglass figure on it. Good. Okay, I'll just work this one more time with a 9/7, and I think there's going to be a little more cleanup required. And as I think this is just a bit tall, but I'm going to bring another ball and claw over that we can compare it. And this is where we want basically all four of these legs to match up. So we'll just compare it to the other ones. If you have a clay model or a casting of the original, or you don't and you just have measurements from a museum piece, you can grab those measurements. Alright, so here's our other one. And I'll hold that up. Looks pretty good actually. Doesn't look too bad. Pretty similar. I'll just knock this down a little bit. 7/8. And there we're just a little short. So I'm going to push this back just a little bit. Should be 2 1/4. Yeah, it's just a little short. So if I push it back, if I nudge this back, it's going to do two things. One, it's going to push this top closer to the ball, and secondly, it's going to lengthen the distance from the second knuckle to the third knuckle. So I'll push it back just a little bit.